Hello my dear student, welcome back in my geography class. In previous classes, you have learned India's size and location. Today, we shall start a very interesting chapter of your geography book, that is Physical Features of India. So, in this chapter, we shall learn about the definition of physical features, the formation of physical features of India and its main physiographic division. So let's start with the question, what is the meaning of physical features? You know that Earth's surface is uneven in shape, size and elevation throughout the world. This variation in the surface of the Earth are referred to as relief features or landform. Okay, depending upon their height above sea level and shape, they may be classified as mountain, hill, plateaus or plain. So instead of this, we can say the surface of the earth has physical features called landform classified on the basis of relief. So the next question, what is relief? The difference in height between the highest and the lowest point is called as relief. So it is a very easy concept. Assume India has a great variety of landforms or physical features. इंडिया पे माउंटेन भी है, प्लेटू भी है, प्लेन और डेजर्ट भी है. सो हम माउंटेन को हिल और प्लेन से कौन से बेसिस पे डिफरेंशिएट करते हैं? ऑब्वियसली एलिवेशन और हाइट. सो द रिलीफ शोज द डिफरेंस इन एलिवेशन ऑफ फिजिकल फीचर्स इन ए गिवन एरिया. Got it now? What is the meaning of relief? Again, relief can divide into three order. First order, second order and third order. First order relief means continents and oceanic basin area. Second order mountain, plateau and plain. You know, I think that the categories or the classification of mountain: fold, block, volcanic and residual mountain. Plateau, intermountain, Piedmont and continental volcanic plateau. Plain, the structural, erosional, depositional plain. Third order, we can say the hill, the sand dunes, valley and islands. Okay. Remember my children, the landforms are a result of two processes, external and the internal process. So the question is, what is external forces and the internal forces? So any landforms may be further carved out to be shaped by external forces through the work of moving ice, rivers, wind, rains and sea waves. These are called the agents of gradation. Assume this is any kind of landform. So this landform is eroded by the process of weathering, erosion, transportation and deposition. So the next question, what is weathering? Okay, weathering means break down the rock particle. Next one, erosion. Erosion means the soil and rock particles are worn away. Okay, worn away. Next one, transportation means by moving agent like wind, water or ice. Okay, it is called transportation. Okay. Next one, the deposition means the accumulation of substance on rock or soil. It is called deposition. Together all this process called as the external, or we can say the exogenic process. Okay. So the first one already we covered, the external forces or exogenic forces. So this process also called as the agents of gradation. Okay. So already we covered the external forces. Now we are going to talk about the internal forces. So for this we need this diagram. According the physical properties, Earth interior is divided into three parts. Core area, core again divided into two parts. You know, inner core and the upper core. Okay, upper core and the inner core. Mantle area, upper mantle and the lower mantle. Earth crust is also divided into two parts. The land masses are called continents and water bodies are called ocean basin area. So what is the internal forces? When landforms are formed as a result of earth movement associated with the movement of crustal plates, okay, affected by the heat and pressure exerted from the inside the earth. So remember, this pressure and heat exerted from the inside the earth is called as the internal forces or tectonic forces, or we can say the endogenetic forces. So this forces is called endogenic, or we can say the tectonic, or we can say the internal forces. Okay, got it? So now I think you got a clear concept about the formation of landforms. So formation of landforms again divided into two categories: the external process and the internal process. External again divided into four categories. First one, weathering. Next one, erosion. Third one, transportation. And fourth one, deposition. This four process together called as the external forces, or we can say the exogenic forces, okay, or we can say the gravitational forces. Up to that clear? So next one, the internal forces. Internal forces again divided, okay, just like it's the pressure and heat, okay, pressure and heat from the inside of the exerted from the inside of the earth, okay. So this pressure and heat form the internal process, or we can say the endogenic forces, or we can say the tectonic forces. Got it now? So I think you know that the earth crust is fractured into several rock plates that float like icebergs or rafts on the upper mantle. These plates are in the constant motion, and each plate may have continents and ocean basins atop. The shape of the continents has evolved and changed over millions of years due to the crustal movement. The movement of this plate caused earthquakes and the volcanoes. This theory, proposed in 1968, is called plate tectonics theory. According to this theory, a supercontinent called Pangaea, okay, broke up 200 million years ago, and continents drifted to their present location. Remember, where two plates meet, a plate boundary occurs. Convectional currents move the tectonic plates. A tectonic plate may have continental or oceanic rocks atop, or even both. Most of the Earth's volcanic activity, earthquakes, and mountain building activity take place along the plate boundaries defined on the basis of their movement. So according this, we can categorize the plate boundary into three divisions. First one, the convergent boundaries, second one, the divergent boundaries, and the third one, transform boundaries. In your book, The Physical Features of India, this chapter, first page, the figure you have to look 2.1. So first plate boundary is called as the convergent plate boundary. When two plates of varying densities like a lighter continental plate and a heavier oceanic plate move towards each other, the lighter plates rides over the heavier plate and forming a deep gap, and this type of boundary called as the convergent plate boundary. Type of stress of boundary, compression. Type of landform of boundary, mountain, volcanoes and island. Next one, divergent plate boundary. Remember, divergent boundary forms when two plates move apart from each other, causing tension in the crust. And this type of boundary called as the divergent plate boundary. Type of stress already we told, the tension. Type of landforms of boundary, valley and ridges. Next one, the transform plate boundary. Some plates do not converge or diverge. These are also called as the conservative boundaries. They slip past each other without creating new crust or destroying old crust. The type of stress of boundary, shearing. Type of landforms of boundary, fault. So that's enough for today's class. We'll meet in our next class. So till now, bye. Happy learning.